Hello, everybody. Dustin Starr here. Happy Saturday, and welcome to the live reaction to episode 156 entitled Holla, 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 because the WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long joined the program today and made them big matches. What's up, everybody? Dustin Starr here. Let's talk about episode 156. But first, while you guys are joining in here, I want to tell you that we are live tomorrow at the Wrestle Center. Eddie Kane, Maine, what's up? Rico Dawson, how are you? Tomorrow, live at the Wrestle Center, 3296 Winbrook Drive in Memphis, Tennessee. It will be a capacity crowd and a near sellout so far. Between tonight and tomorrow, we will definitely sell every single seat available in the house. But if you haven't gotten your ticket and you want to be in the building for Super Bout 3, then you need to go to memphiswrestling.tv and you need to use the code word super and it'll say $5 per ticket. Speaking of $5, big shout out to my man Eddie Kane, Maine, $5 donation right there. I want to tell you that the Baddour Center is coming tomorrow, which is a big group of adults who live in a special needs environment and go to the Baddour Center for fun and games and all sorts of stuff. So they'll be in the house tomorrow. And I do know some kids that need tickets as well, Eddie Kane, Maine. So thank you for that $5. And actually, thank you every single week for the donation that you give, because a lot of kids are able to go to Memphis Wrestling just because of that. So thank you for that. But let's talk all about today's episode. And as you can see, Super Bout 3 is starting to unfold very, very well right in front of our very eyes. And today, Aaron Roberts attacking Tim Bosby after constantly running his mouth. And then also Big John Dalton, he wants Reverend Ash Taylor one-on-one, and I love what he did to the Shadows today. He stacked them up and beat them all at the same time. And of course, we're on the collision course for the Cobra Cup finals. So you guys will not see it until next week on who's going to be in the finals, but we will have it live tomorrow at the Wrestle Center. Once again, memphiswrestling.tv. Get your tickets. And how could you ever forget that you're going to have the Monster Cruel officially one-on-one with the Gun Show for the Memphis Heritage Championship. You guys go ahead and put your questions and your comments over in the chat box, and I'll do my best to read every one of them and respond to all of them. Yeah, Terrence Ward just sent me a text message. I don't know if he's in the chat or not, but he said, did someone really ask if Memphis wrestling folks are going to Reality of Wrestling? Did they read the press release? All right, so let me lay it out for you guys. There is a talent exchange that is taking place between Reality of Wrestling, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and Memphis Wrestling. And so on Sunday, March the 10th, the Reality of Wrestling champion himself, Will Allday, the very tippy top of Reality of Wrestling, will be here defending the Reality of Wrestling Championship. And then also you will see Memphis Wrestling talent headed out to Houston. And then also you'll see some Memphis Wrestling talent very soon headed out to Derby City Wrestling in Louisville. Brian Sandifer, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. Just like I told Eddie Kane, Maine, thank you so much. We're going to use that $4.99. Let me hit a heart on that real quick. Thank you, guys. We put that in the bucket pretty much, and use that for tickets for kids and fans who want to come but might not have the money or the means to do so. Rico Dawson says, once again, congratulations on 3 years. Yes, 3 years. It was actually on Valentine's Day. We had our very first taping on Valentine's Day. Big shout out to my Maria for allowing me to do that. And then now Super Bout 3, that's our anniversary blockbuster Super Bout each and every year. Obviously, this is the third one, and it looks like the Gun Show will be headlining all 3 of those events if he can make it Sunday to Super Bout. Ben, what's up? Love that championship badge. You and Eddie Kane, man. Big shout out. What's up, Dustin? So glad to be a part of the journey since day one. Happy 3-year anniversary. Ben, were you at Top of the Line Banquet Hall? Oh my gosh, day one. Ken Terminated DQ says, Dustin, tomorrow's my birthday, so thank you for entertaining us for a long time. Ken, happy birthday, man. Tomorrow at noon, you can watch an all-new United Wrestling Network Championship Wrestling right here on this YouTube channel, and there's going to be a live chat as well. So that's at noon Central Standard Time. You'll see that pop up on your feed coming up here a little bit later today. Rico says, Dustin, great news. Last Friday was my 3rd week of training with Continental Championship Wrestling. It's a 6-month training program. Well, Rico, I just want you to know, from one trainer to another and one wrestler to another, it's going to take a little more than 6 months to get the full training that you need. You actually will never stop training. Tim Bosby, all the way Ray Sanders, MKZ, Big John Dalton, they are reaching their second and third year of professional wrestling, and they still come train weekly at the Wrestle Center. So keep up the good work, Rico, and hopefully we'll meet one day. Cosmic Joe says, how come Big Swole's getting jobs now? Man, what? Going on a 1-year winning streak, and then all of a sudden letting one of his friends stab him in the back and cost him these matches. Man, I don't know, but Big Swole, Justin Cole, I would imagine that he has a huge gripe coming up at Super Bout 3. And if it's up to me, we would have Big Swole in a 2-on-1 match against Austin Mulitalo and Colton Cage. Let's have Big Swole take care of both of them at the same time. That'd be a heck of a way to get off of a losing streak. But Cosmic Joe, I'm not sure, brother. Ken Terminated said, he's not an enhancement talent, is he? Big Swole is one of the biggest, strongest characters in all of Memphis wrestling since day one. Stay tuned. We're telling stories, baby. Deadlift, what's going on? Love to see you, man. Thanks for all the shout outs on Facebook and everything. It says, very good show. Love greetings go out to you. I appreciate you, Detlef. Thank you so much from Germany, I'm pretty sure. Rico says, do y'all believe me when I said Cruel is a threat to Gun Show's title? If it were me, I'd book a last man standing match. Well, at this point, we're just hoping that the Gun Show can show up. And if I know the Gun Show, like I think I know the Gun Show, you could cut his right arm off and he'd still show up for that fight. So, William Banks, how are you? Detlef says, congratulations on your anniversary. Love it. Thanks for everything. Thank you, Detlef. I really appreciate the support throughout the years. Ben says, I was at top of the line, braving the snowpocalypse. Oh, my gosh, man. Ben, thank you so much, man. There's very few TV tapings that we ever do, and you're not sitting in the crowd, so we really do appreciate that. William Banks says, happy anniversary. I appreciate that. That was a cheap shot on Swole. Yeah, it looked like he had a chain wrapped up around his hand. For sure, Dustin. And on the live chat, I said I'd like to see Serena Deeb in Memphis wrestling. I have been in touch with Serena Deeb. Serena was on the injured reserve list for a minute. I think that she's probably cleared down, so maybe those conversations can open up back up. But just to let you guys know, some of these talent that are under contract, they do not have to do independent wrestling shows. Like our program, we love it when they do come, but these guys and gals are getting paid to not come do our shows. So big shout out to those who do decide to come and do Memphis wrestling, and hopefully we'll see Serena Deeb at some point. William Banks, love that championship badge and those Memphis wrestling rules emoji cons. Just letting you guys know, in order to get your championship badge and to use those custom emoji cons, then you need to be a part of our members only. It's only $3.99 a month. You get never before seen footage, behind the scenes photos and access and all sorts of stuff. Also, you can head over to MemphisWrestlingPlus.com with JD Rieger and get all sorts of really, really fun stuff. Like we posted a clip of the media scrum, and apparently Lord Gaston fed Miss Lois a cookie during the media scrum. Yeah, very riveting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Ken Terminated DQ, $2. Thank you so much. He said, thanks for the birthday shout out, Dustin Starr. Everybody, man, go ahead and put in the chat. Happy birthday, Kim Terminated DQ. Really enjoyed chatting with you during the episode, but then also answering your questions here. I do understand that you might be new to Memphis wrestling, so some of the replies are like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And just so you know, we'd love nothing more than to have Jerry the King Lawler at Memphis wrestling, but at this point, it's just not possible to happen. And I don't think that his health is doing as well as what everybody says. The only reason I say that is because I have been friends with the family for 20 plus years, and I do know a lot of stuff that has not been released to the public. So anyways, if you have any other Memphis wrestling questions, go ahead and shoot those over to us right now. I've got a couple of more minutes here for the live reaction. I am going to be at the Wrestle Center a little bit later. I might do a Facebook Live from the Wrestle Center just to let everybody know exactly what's going on. I don't do those enough, but we're putting the finishing touches on the Wrestle Center before Super Bout 3, and I will post some sneak peek photos of the desk and the walls inside the Wrestle Center because a couple things are going to be changing. Cosmic Joe says Memphis Wrestling has TNA talent often. Will we see Nick Namath sooner or later? I would have Nick Namath tomorrow. Okay, but like I said, sometimes getting access to these guys is a little tough. And then also, we have 100 seats inside the Wrestle Center. So Depending on his rate, we might have to have a bigger boat, if you know what I mean. Joseph Earl Dawson, what's up? Happy 3-year anniversary, Dustin and Memphis Wrestling. Well, thank you so much, Joseph Earl Dawson. You were one of the first people that I met that watched the program. If you remember, I delivered that championship belt, the Grind City Wrestling Championship belt, to your front doorstep during year one. So thank you for sticking with us for 3 years. Rico says it was a chain and he hit Big Swole with it. Disgusting. Ken Terminated says, yep, that would be dope. All right. Ben says, what do you think about The Rock in the Bloodline and how will it shape up to the road to WrestleMania? Well, on Grind City Wrestling Podcast this week, I did a little bit of rock math, or wrestling math, as I call it. There's a theory for The Rock, is that if he works every other week leading up to WrestleMania, then he will appear at FedEx Forum SmackDown March 15th. So that's what I'm looking for. And I do think this is going to be a very, very long storyline between The Rock and Roman Reigns, to where The Rock is now the new tribal chief, the new head of the table. And I don't think Roman Reigns is going to like that very much. Eddie K-Man says, members only rocks. I appreciate it. I see a lot of those championship badges out there. So thank you guys for that. Ken Terminated, Ben Vandenberg, did you see Hollywood Rock's comeback? Yeah, it was dope. There's some happy birthdays in there for you, Ken. Keith says Dalton destroyed those mysterious masked henchmen of the righteous path. I can't wait for him to destroy the Reverend too. Well, hopefully that's going to happen at Superbout. And you know that Big John Dalton wants his hands on Reverend Ash Taylor. Detlef says, I'm so sad that I can't make it to Memphis. I think we would have lots of fun together. My favorite wrestler is still the Gun Show. Well, Detlef, if you ever plan that trip, just let me know, because I know I can hook you up with some discounts on a hotel and obviously some tickets. Joseph Earl Dawson, here's a big question. When will Memphis Wrestling start doing crossover events? I don't really know what that means, Joseph Earl Dawson. I feel like we do crossover events all the time. I mean, we have two ECW legends going to be in the house tomorrow. Also, they are current TNA wrestling superstars, too. Tommy Dreamer and Rhino, two of the biggest ones in the history of ECW, are going to be in the house. We've had former WWE superstars. We have Reality of Wrestling's champion, Will Allday, on his way to defend the title. Guys, do you realize Memphis Wrestling superstar could win the Reality of Wrestling championship? Booker T's company, he's sending his champion here, and he might go back home to Houston without the title. And now I'm a big fan of Will Allday, and I hope he's victorious, and I hope he's successful. But Booker T sending Will Allday down here, I don't know. But I don't know what crossover events. We're also doing Redbirds, Memphis Redbirds baseball, June 22nd, Memphis Wrestling Night. Also on March the 16th at FedEx Forum, Memphis Wrestling will be a part of Wrestling Night with the Memphis Grizzlies. And then also we're even heading out to Little Rock with the Arkansas Travelers and being a part of that. So we're definitely crossing over sports with Memphis Wrestling. So I'm not sure what other crossover that you're looking for, but we got plenty of them for you. Ken Terminated said, you're okay. Rico says, you're the hardest part for me is running the ropes and taking bumps. I actually took my first shoulder bump. Yeah, they're pretty tough, Rico. They look easier than what they are. William Banks says, ROW and Memphis Wrestling are a money combination. I agree with that. Happy 3-year anniversary from Kathy Holder in the house. Can't wait to see her tomorrow. I hope your dad's coming too. I always like to see him as well. William says, bring Jordan Grace in Memphis Wrestling Trios match along with MKZ and the Boz. William, go back and take a look at our Grind City Rumble just a couple of years back. Jordan Grace squared off with Thunder Rosa on Memphis Wrestling, and it was awesome. Rico Dawson says, episode 35 is how I found your series, and I watched it ever since. Rico, that is awesome. What was on episode 35? I don't remember right off the top of my head. Is Nick's Excess... Nixie XS, is that what it is? Eddie Kane, man, with $2 here. I appreciate that. Does it say Nixie XS? Clarify that. Turning face. If it's Nix, she's definitely not turning face. If it's Nixie XS, I don't think she's turning face either. Those two women, if you ever meet them in person, whew, you say something out of line, you better duck. Let me tell you that. Ken Terminate says, didn't I see you in the live stream? Yeah, lots of people in the live stream here. Boz got his clock cleaned. Yes, the 420-pound problem child, Aaron Roberts, he wants an opportunity at the Internet Championship that he thinks he handed over to the Boz. And if you rewind time, he kind of did at one point. So it looks like we're going to get A-Rob, the problem child, one-on-one with Tim Bosby. And again, what condition is Tim Bosby in after taking 2 or 3 problem bombs today? And I hope Mackenzie Morgan's okay as well. Seeing Jordan Grace in Memphis would be dope. She's a beast. Yes, Ken Terminated, go back and check it out. She has been here, and of course, we want her back. Dustin, I predict all day Ray will be a champion this year. All the way Ray. Possibly it could happen, and he's got his opportunity as he's in the Cobra Cup tournament, and he's headed to the semifinals against Mike Anthony. Do you see Cody Rhodes being world champion, says Rico? Absolutely, 100%. Cosmic Joe says, I think The Rock will turn on Roman Reigns during his match with Cody Rhodes and cause Cody to beat him for the Universal title. That would suck. I think that Cody needs to just beat Roman. I would be cool if Cody beat The Rock. Keith says, I hope matchmaker Simon knows what he's doing going into the ring against Simon of the Posse. Okay, so matchmaker King Cobra. Looks like King Cobra wanted to fight Simon one-on-one, but it didn't happen. Teddy Long had a really good point that once you're in an office position, in an authority role, you can't fight anymore. But man, oh man, Michael sure can because he's still on the roster. So Michael versus Psycho Simon. Watch as the story develops, and it looks like it's going to happen at Super Bowl. Joseph Earl Dawson says, my favorite moments of this promotion is when Dustin Starr came to my house to deliver the championship belt that I won. Then last year, I went to my first event with Memphis Wrestling on Beale Street. Joseph, I really appreciate it, man. I'll never forget that. That was very, very cool. Kathy says, Will all day excited for his return. Me too, man. I just can't wait to see Will all day flying through the Wrestle Center. Robert says, Dustin, which was your favorite Super Bowl commercial? Man, I can't remember them all, to be perfectly honest with you. The halftime show was really good, though. I can't remember. There were quite a few good ones, but nothing that sticks out that stuck with me for a full week. I have been hitting the head a lot during my lifetime. Let's see. Let me get caught up, guys. There's Jake Hudson in here. What's up, Jake? Jake interviewed me a while back. I still remember that. Looks like Patrick Moore is in the house. If he has any questions, go ahead and hit us up. Can TNA stars appear on Memphis Wrestling? I really like Jordan. Ken, we've got Rhino and Tommy Dreamer coming tomorrow. We had Josh Alexander and Eric Young a couple of weeks back, or maybe a couple of months back at this point. But yes, absolutely. We work very closely with TNA Wrestling. Rico says Mike Anthony being cuffed. Also, Skylar teaming with Amber Rodriguez. Jay Smooth took on Gentleman Jervis. Okay, Mike Anthony being that's when Mike Anthony went to jail. Wow, okay. And Gentleman Jervis was in the house. Okay, so very, very cool. Carlos Rios took on Big Swole. I'm sure that was a Matt classic. Probably about 30 seconds. Big Swole took care of Carlos Rios. Anyway, very cool. Episode 35. Man, Mike Anthony went to jail. Gentleman Jervis on the program. Amber Rodriguez, remember her? Man, okay. Ken Terminator said, Dustin, I didn't know Jordan wrestled for Memphis before TNA. Well, so they don't leave TNA Wrestling to come work for Memphis Wrestling. We book stars from various different organizations, MLW, AEW, former WWE superstars, Reality of Wrestling, OVW. Who am I leaving out, guys? TNA, if I didn't say that. I mean, we book people from all over the place, so they don't have to leave one place to come to us. They do them both. Brian says Problem Child will take the strap from Boz. Man, it's not looking good for Boz. I don't know what his condition is, but, Super Bout is tomorrow. Williams says, Ken, she was in the Grind City Rumble a couple years back. She even stood up to Big Swole. Yeah, that was a heck of a moment right there, too, for sure. Okay, I'm trying to get caught up, guys. Let me speed through here and get caught up. Some of the commercials were fun. Jordan sounds like a tough woman nobody should mess with. You're not lying about that. Kathy says, I'm excited to hear Memphis Wrestling is coming to Little Rock. It's a beautiful ballpark. It'll be so much fun. I can't wait, Kathy. And I'm going to give you some details as soon as I find them out. Apparently, we're hung up in some sort of insurance and legal verbiage. So coming soon. Coley says, will Cody Rhodes end this story next month? I think he does. Jake says, my favorite moment of the promotions when Dustin Starr went on my podcast. They were very good. He owned, but only gave me 15 minutes. Sorry, Dustin. 15 minutes is cool. That's a long time to talk. I've been talking 19 minutes right now. Keith says, tomorrow we'll get extreme with Rhino and Dreamer. They were great in the original ECW, especially TNA. I can't wait. Rico says, I even watched the Hernando Street fight between Mike and Brett Michaels a little late, but still great fight, as well as the other matches. Rico, man, those are two of my favorites going at it one-on-one. Andrew says, hi, Dustin. I want to see Big John Dalton destroy Reverend Ash Hole Taylor. How about you? I hope we see it tomorrow at Super Bout. Bo says, let it be known that I never doubted Colton Cage for a second when literally everyone else stacked the deck against him. Were you the only one that voted Colton Cage on that? Ken Terminated said, get ready for Dreamer to sell color like Girl Scout sells color. I don't know. There'd be too much blood going on at Super Bout. Let's see. Cookies. Do you want to eat sausage beef patties on the hamburger? Not sure what that means, Coley. Rico says, having special guest wrestler creates special matches that you hardly see. That's right. Patrick says, looking forward to seeing a new UWN content tomorrow. Yes, all new episode. It'll be uploaded later today, and you'll see it on the schedule. Brand new UWN tomorrow, and I know everybody's going to be happy about that. Ben says, will we see your lovely Maria tomorrow? Hopefully so, but I'm not sure, Ben. She's been very elusive lately, especially with our 3-year-old running around. Reese the Beast, he's almost ready to make his appearance at the Wrestle Center. But I hope so, Ben. Rico says, I'd definitely like to see Deonna Purrazzo in Memphis Wrestling. We do have some interviews with her from their Impact Wrestling show just a couple of months back. So we do have some exclusive Deonna Purrazzo content on this page. So go check that out, Rico. Yeah, Eddie Kane, man, good luck on that one, Patrick. Yes, there is a brand new episode tomorrow. So episodes start brand new tomorrow. Don't ask me how long they'll last, but I know we got at least 3, and there's some tapings that's on the horizon. So looks like UWN is back. Hi, Dustin, says Andrea. Seeing Tim Bosby and Mackenzie Morgan together, but didn't like seeing both of them getting dropped by Aaron Roberts. How about you? Well, I don't blame MKZ for trying to take up for Tim Bosby, but man, a 420-pound problem child, Aaron Roberts, I would stay clear of him as Mackenzie Morgan got shoved down quite a few times. Yeah, I just think that the boss has to take care of business. And that's it. When your opponent is hunting you down and attacking you and running your mouth, the only thing you can do to shut that mouth is to beat that person in the ring. So looks like that's how they have to settle that score. Kathy Older says, I'm waiting to see Cruel win the championship tomorrow. She is a fan. Well, your t-shirt's waiting on you, Kathy, and you might be the only one rooting for Cruel over the gun show. Keith says Steven Richards should reform the BWO. Rico says that phony Rev is really annoying like Jimmy Blaylock. Coley says, how about Dreamer Pizza? I don't know what that means. Joseph Earl Dawson, with Tommy Dreamer and Rhino in Memphis Wrestling means it's about to get extreme. And Joseph Earl Dawson, just so you know, nobody is doing what Memphis Wrestling is doing. You can watch every program that's out there. There is not another company, especially locally, that is doing what we are doing. And that's it, period. Watch the programs. You'll see that. Coley, Championship Wrestling and Derby City Wrestling tomorrow. Yes, they're both back. Brian says, what do you think about the shakeup at TNA? I think there's more to the story, Brian. You don't just get rid of your top guy for no reason. Why did they get rid of him? Why are they not telling us? Stay tuned. It always comes out. It's like a turd. You smell it first. Andrea says, hi, Dustin. How do you feel about Braun Breaker joining SmackDown last night? I thought it was pretty cool, but I do think he needs to have that Steiner name. I just think he does. Patrick Moore says tapings on the 25th. Yes. Yeah, Keith, I wouldn't want to watch that because I wouldn't want to hear Jimmy Blaylock talk for a whole hour, but whatever. Kathy says, excited to see ECW stars again, too. Tomorrow will be epic. I can't wait. Thank you so much, Kathy, for getting your ticket. Is your dad coming? You're cool and all, but I love your dad, too. Reminded me of K-Tumor attacking Austin and Nikki Lane. That's a good one. Ralph says Jackson, Tennessee is Memphis Wrestling. That's right, WBBJ. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Jackson, Tennessee. We love them. Hassan says, hello, everyone. Hoping everyone's having a great day. You too, Hassan. We appreciate you. Patrick says, what do you think of Cruel going back to MLW? I think it's awesome. I think it helps Memphis Wrestling out tremendously because the more people that see Cruel, the more people will see Memphis Wrestling. Kathy Holder, you followed ECW back in the 90s, is what it says. Hey, Landon's brother, where is Revenant of Walker Hayes? I don't know. I haven't seen or heard from him in a long time. I'm actually surprised that name came up. Brian says Cruel will win tomorrow. It could happen. Cruel is hotter than ever. MLW. just re-signed him. Come on. He's got action figures. This dude is off the chain and also the only man to just manhandle the gun show. Ben says, who do you see winning the men's and women's elimination chamber? Ben, I watch every program, but I couldn't even tell you who's in those elimination chambers. Gosh, The Rock joins the Bloodline last Friday. Looks like Aaron Roberts versus Tim Bosby for the Internet Championship, says Rico. All right, guys, I have just a couple of more minutes, and I'll answer any questions that you have. And if you're watching this at a later time, go ahead and still comment and put your questions in there because we always do our best to go back and to answer those. And Kathy says, yes, my daddy will be there too. He wouldn't miss it. He loves it just as much as I do. I love walking in the door. And I don't know how this happens. I guess maybe you get the VIP ticket and your dad does not or whatever. But I always see him sitting on the couch talking to old man Timmy or Big Swole or somebody at the front door. So I always try to go up and get a word in with your dad before the show starts or anything. So it's always good to see him. Coley says, how about championship wrestling action figures? That would be cool. I think that's there's a couple of steps that we have to take before we get to that level, but it could happen. Cruel, also the IWTV Independent World Heavyweight Champion. That's true. Love All the Way Ray. He's awesome. How about you? I love me some All the Way Ray. He got a lot of TV time today, and I think that he is going to have a big super bout coming up, whether he's in the finals for the Cobra Cup or no matter what he's doing. I think there's going to be something big for All the Way Ray coming up. Brian says, thanks for the awesome show this week. I'll have to make a trip to Memphis one day. Well, let me know, Brian. Like I said previously, I could help you out with a ticket discount and also help you out with a hotel discount as well. Keith says, Moxie's like the Roddy Piper of AEW. He's crazy. I agree. Rico says, RVD in Memphis Wrestling again. I love the possibilities. It could happen, but Rob Van Dam costs a lot of money. We definitely have to have a bigger boat for RVD. Ken says, Dustin, is All the Way Ray a former champion? If not, the time is now. Well, All the Way Ray is actually a rookie. He was on the bill for Rookie of the Year in 2023, so he has not had an opportunity at the championship at this point. Love seeing Teddy Long back in Memphis Wrestling. How about you? I love me some Teddy Long. Teddy Long always brings value to the show no matter what. So big shout out to Teddy Long. Memphis Wrestling loves him. Patrick says, Will All Day versus Ray Collins. Book it. Hey now. Adrenaline Rush. Coley, I'm not sure what you're saying over there. There's Terrence Ward in the house. Holla, holla, holla from Destiny. What a week. Congratulations on 3 years. Thank you, Destiny. You've been there since day one. I think you've been there since even before Memphis Wrestling launched, day one of our syndicated program. So big shout out to Destiny. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You and your family are awesome. Deadlift, before I go, big hug to all of you. Dustin, you're a good person. Thanks for everything. I enjoy the show since number one and before Memphis Wrestling shows too. Man, I really appreciate it, Deadlift. Thank you for joining me on the live reaction here today. Have a good week and a good day. Rico says, can we see a second Stars of Tomorrow as a series? We will probably see a second Stars of Tomorrow in Q4 of this year is what my goal is. Anybody that missed the first Stars of Tomorrow, go back and check that out. Big John Dalton versus Aaron Roberts. Ron Roberts says, Bo, if Big John Dalton wins, just in case is banned from the live chat. Oh, man, we could throw him over the top rope anyway. UFC on pay-per-view tonight. Yep, that's right. Jake Hudson, I found you guys through Ryan J. Barber. Big shout-out to Rhino JB. Tomorrow's going to be a huge treat, says Terrence Ward, and I totally agree. 5-star, we love you. Thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate it. You're doing your dang thing, man. I'm doing my best. If you only knew all the stuff we had to go through. Rico said, you definitely become a great friend to me, Dustin. I really admire you, man. Huge fan. Thank you so much, Rico. I really appreciate it. And like I say, I see you guys commenting on the videos, and I see you guys in the live chats every Saturday, even on some Sundays. And then I see you guys on the live reactions each and every week. So I really appreciate all the interactions, all the friendships, and all that kind of stuff. I really do appreciate that, guys. Without it, we would not be here. And that's just the bottom line right there. A couple more before I go. Andrea says, hi, Dustin. Love Memphis Wrestling. Watch it every Saturday, either alone or with my big brother. Congratulations on a successful 3 years. I think that's a good ending point. We've had Buff Bagwell shout us out. We've had Tommy Dreamer shout us out. We've had Rhino shout us out. Man, it's just been super duper cool. And I cannot wait to be there live tomorrow. And once again, we only have a handful of tickets left. There are no seats. We have bleachers available if you guys want to come to the show. MemphisWrestling.tv. Save $5 by using the code word SUPER at checkout. Terrence Ward said, friends, I don't even like Dustin Starr. Oh, well, then we can boot you out of here. But there's Destiny coming up with a happy anniversary, $19.99. Thank you so much, Destiny. And again, when you guys donate money here to the live chats and all that kind of stuff, we use that in the form of tickets. And I know some people that would really like to go, even if it's not tomorrow. Our next one is on March the 10th with the Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer. And also Will All-Day from Reality Wrestling, March 24th. Hammerstone is coming to Memphis Wrestling. And then on April 21st, Buff Daddy Bagwell is back. So thank you so much, Destiny. We'll definitely put that money to good use with tickets with kids or those who need a little help coming to the shows. Man, thank you, Destiny. I really appreciate that. Maria will love to hear that too. See you next week. Dustin Stizar says Ken terminated with a little Carney there. Media M5. Dustin, will there be a chance of one day you set up one day you step inside that ring? Probably not. Keith says, hope Jerry Lawler comes back to WWE commentary. That will never happen, Keith, unfortunately. Rico says, I could see Tim Bosby being Heritage Champion in the future. I think that could happen too. Old School Dave's in the house. All right, guys. Looks like I got to head on out of here, but I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow at the Wrestle Center. K Toomer versus Calvin Tankman. Dustin, keep up the good work. Jerry Jarrett is smiling down on Memphis Wrestling. I appreciate that, man. Cook says, if Maria don't show up tomorrow, then we riot. You hear that, Maria? If you don't show up tomorrow, they riot. See you tomorrow, Dustin, says Kathy. I'll see you there. Andrea says, bye, Dustin. Great show. Have a wonderful weekend. Everybody, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow live at the Wrestle Center. And if we don't, then I'll see you right here on the live reaction next week. Come here, buddy. You want to say bye? You want to tell everybody bye-bye? You got to fix your hair first.
Go show them your hair.
Come here. Nobody is a bigger Memphis Wrestling fan than this guy. Do you love Memphis Wrestling, Reese? Yeah. You see all these people over here? They're all chatting and talking. And so they're all saying bye-bye. See you next week. See you, Dustin. Bye-bye. Look at this hair. The beast. They say the beast. You want to wave at him? He said, what a handsome little guy. Reese the Beast. So adorable is what they say. They love your hair. You got good hair like that, Dad?
There's some shoes. Oh my God, just white shoes.
Look at these shoes. Some clean shoes. I had a guy on my show say that you wore a toupee. Is that true? No, that is not true. No toupee. Reese the Beast in the house. When are you going to come to Memphis Wrestling with Dada?
When I get big.
When you get big?
Mm-hmm.
When are you going to get big?
So when I talk on the channel with you.
When you talk on the camera with me?
Yeah, and then it does pretty loud. But what's that?
What's what?
That.
Money?
No.
Hey, tell everybody real quick that when you get bigger, like Dada, what are me and you going to do?
Work.
We're going to work?
Yeah.
But what are you going to do when you get bigger like Dada?
But it's those new toothbrushes?
Toothbrushes? No, those are pens.
Oh, pins.
What do you want to do when you get bigger like Dada?
Then I draw on the pen.
You're going to draw on the pen? What about coffee?
That.
He always says, I'm going to get big like you and I'm going to drink coffee. We're going to go drink coffee. Said, baby Reese smiling at you. I'd love to see Reese's hair slicked back like mine. I don't think he could do it. Second generation here. All right. Tell everybody bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say, hello, everybody. He shows off when you guys are not here. I'm going to tell you that right now. He will get in a microphone and hello, everybody. Bring Reese to take care of Ash Taylor and Main Event Bradley. Could you wrestle Main Event Bradley and Reverend Ash Taylor?
No.
You couldn't beat them in the wrestling ring? I don't know. You might be better than them. Okay, say bye-bye. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week right here on Memphis Wrestling. Say, oh, yeah. See you guys later.